Bonjour and good afternoon. Welcome to the fall 2018 commencement of the College of St. Scholastica. I am Diane Verteen, Interim Vice President of Academic Affairs. This is an important celebration of academic success, and it marks an important milestone in our academic year. Please stand as you are able for a performance by the Around the Earth American Indian Drum Group, who will perform an honor song. After the performance, please remain standing, face the flag, please remove your hats, and join in singing America the Beautiful. Bianca Aspin, a 2016 alum who graduated with a BA in Psychology and Music, will be accompanied by Emily Valine, a 2013 alum who graduated with a BA in Music. Please let the ceremony begin.
beautiful for pilgrim feet whose stern impassioned distress a thoroughfare for freedom beat across the wilderness. America, America, God mend thine every flaw. Confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty in law.
Miigwech and thank you. And now we will have an invocation from Jenny Blaha, class of 2018, graduating today with a BA in elementary education. Jenny.
According to the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verses 18 through 20, when we begin a gathering such as this with a prayer, we're reminded Jesus is with us. At this time, I would like you all to join me in prayer. Lord God, we invite your presence here today as our families, friends, faculty, mentors, and supporters gather to celebrate the accomplishments of the fall 2018 graduating class. As we gather here today to celebrate a step forward into new places with new people and new experiences, let us not forget the blessings that follow behind us. For the College of St. Scholastica, which has instilled the Benedictine values of respect, hospitality, community, love of learning, and stewardship, which provides each of us with a strong foundation to build upon as we take this next step. We ask that you bless the lives of our graduating class today. Fill our lives with joy and fill our hearts with love. Lord, guide us to use our gifts wisely to walk into the future with faith, hope, and love. Help us to stay true to our dreams and ourselves. We pray that we may all feel proud and enjoy sharing our achievements with our families and friends. As we hear our names called out today to receive our diplomas, let us also hear your voice, calling each one of us to receive your word of purpose, direction, and perseverance as we enter the next phase of our lives. Lord, we thank you. We thank you for this special day, for this opportunity to learn and grow, for our families who have cheered us on and stood by our side every step of the way, for our teachers and mentors who have loved, supported, and cared for us even at our worst. We thank you for our friends that we have found among our classmates, for all the jokes that we will laugh about in years to come, for the hardships and tears we've endured together side by side. We thank you for your love, a love which has been made evident through the relationships we will carry with us beyond these walls. Lord, bless us all, our family, friends, faculty, mentors, and supporters, as we share in the joy of our accomplishments. In your name we pray, amen.
Thank you, Jenny. It is now my pleasure to introduce Christopher Dolan, class of 2001, and the chairman of the Board of Trustees. Chris.
Please be seated. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the College of St. Scholastica, it is my honor to welcome all of you graduates and your guests to Duluth on this beautiful afternoon. Commencement is a special and joyous occasion, the most important ceremony in the life of a college. It is also a significant moment for you and for your loved ones. Today is a time to reflect on all the challenges you have overcome to reach this milestone, and an opportunity to reflect on the journey ahead. Most of all, it is a time to celebrate and to thank all of those who have helped you get to where you are today. Your hard-earned degree is a privilege that will allow you to progress in your professional pursuits. But it is also a responsibility to be leaders in your communities and to model our Catholic Benedictine values of community, hospitality, respect, stewardship, and love of learning in everything that you do. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stated that the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. I know you have all gained both intelligence and character during your time at St. Scholastica, and I look forward to seeing how each of you will help to make our world a better place in the years ahead. Once again, welcome to our commencement ceremony. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Colette Geary, the president of the College of St. Scholastica. Dr. Geary.
Congratulations, graduates, and welcome, family and friends. It's a great joy and a privilege for me to be with you today. Commencement is the most meaningful and celebratory event in the life of the college, and it's going to be my great honor to personally congratulate each of you as you walk across the stage today to receive your diploma. When you set out on your journey to this day, you joined a community committed to academic excellence and rooted in our Benedictine values. You freely stepped out of your comfort zone to engage in some of the most challenging and meaningful experiences of your life. Your journey's not always been easy. You spent long nights immersed in research and writing papers. You became an expert in time management, juggling jobs and family obligations in service to your communities, and countless other responsibilities that have been competing for your attention. And today, all of your sacrifices and hard work have paid off. Along with honoring all that you have achieved and celebrating the promise of all that you will accomplish in the future, this day also invites us to reflect on what sets you apart from the thousands of others who will be awarded degrees this year. What does it really mean to be a graduate of the College of St. Scholastica, to be a saint? You have been part of a special educational community, one that recognizes that each student is a person of unique and immeasurable worth, and that your distinctive personhood and your gifts are to be called out and fostered because they are of value to all of us. They are of great importance to the common good. And with this in mind, we strive to educate the whole person. We use the Latin phrase cor et anima, which means heart and soul. The College of St. Scholastica has, from its founding more than a century ago, been faithful to a vision of sending forth graduates to serve and transform the world. And you will now join the ranks of these distinguished alumni. Empowered and enlightened by what you have experienced here, you are well prepared to make a difference in the communities that you will become a part of in the years ahead. And the Benedictine values that you have been steeped in during your years at St. Scholastica will not only guide you, but they will set you apart. Most of all, be eager to use the power of your education to serve those who are powerless and those suffering injustices. You will find them close at hand if you dare look. As the Gospel of Luke tells us, to whom much is given, much will be required. On behalf of the Sisters of St. Scholastica Monastery, the faculty and staff of our college, congratulations to all of you. Best wishes for a fulfilling, meaningful career and a joyful, rewarding future. And now it is going to be my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Al Hodnick, who personifies the values that we hold so dear. Alan R. Hodnick is the chairman, president, and chief executive officer of Elite Incorporated. Elite is the parent company of Minnesota Power, Superior Water, Light and Power, Elite Clean Energy, U.S. Water Services, and BNI Energy. Elite's Minnesota Power electric utility serves 145,000 residents, 16 municipalities, and some of the nation's largest industrial customers. During his 38-year career with Elite, Mr. Hodnick has held a wide variety of positions of increasing responsibility. He became president in 2009, CEO in 2010, and chairman of the board in 2011. Al has utility operations, strategic planning, leadership, and organizational development experience. Besides maintaining strong relationships with business, organized labor, political and educational leaders in northeastern Minnesota, Mr. Hodnick has served on various state and regional task forces. He also currently serves on the boards of Essentia Health Systems, Polymet Mineral Mining, and Edison Electric Institute. A native of Aurora, Minnesota, he has served as its mayor from 1988 to 1997. And he and his wife Erica have resided in Hermantown since 2008. He's a graduate of the University of Minnesota. Al and Erica are proud parents of Alyssa and Carolyn. Alyssa graduated from St. Scholastica with a Bachelor of Arts in Biology in 2008, and Carolyn graduated from UMD with a Bachelor of Arts in Communications in 2012. So now please join me in welcoming Al Hodnick.
Well, thanks, Colette, for that very kind, overly long introduction of my background. And I appreciate it very much. It's such a joy to be with you today. It's so much warmth on these graduation ceremonies, and the day outside is even greater yet. And so congratulations to you all. You know, there are a few major milestones that we tend to mark our lives with. And many here today have achieved advanced degrees, and for others it's a first degree. Be it a first degree or an advanced degree, be it electronic from a long distance away, or be it bricks and mortar style here on the campus, given all the derailers that can get in the way and really impact personal journeys like this, obtaining a college degree is certainly one of those major milestones that you mark your life with. And so congratulations to you, and congratulations to all those who have supported you to get to this spot in the road. Having been there myself, I know how difficult it is to complete a journey like this. It was the best of times, and it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, and it was the age of foolishness. It was the season of light, and it was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope, and it was the winter of despair. Charles Dickens, A Tale of Two Cities. The Dickens quote best describes the period of time from A, 1824 to 1865, Andrew Jackson, Civil War, and assassination. B, 1932 to 1946, Great Depression, Holocaust, and World War. C, 1963 to 1974, civil unrest, assassinations, Vietnam, Watergate. D, the times we find ourselves in presently. Or E, all of the above. And you thought you were all done taking multiple exam tests at CSS. And the answer is all of the above. People living through the aforementioned great periods of change, political upheaval, man's inhumanity to man, technology transformation, and the rest surely believe they had experienced or witnessed the greatest and perhaps the most profound rate of change ever. Believed too that the world around them had come unhinged, and in the darkest hours perhaps had doubts as to whether our country or the broader world around them would go on. And you know what? It did. Still, from my perspective, know that I believe that we are finding ourselves right now in an advent period of another major inflection point. We share several commonalities with those who came before us. First, we are confronted with seemingly insurmountable societal problems in need of solutions, ranging from climate change to an ever-widening opportunity gap. Second, Public processes designed to fuel solutions, bigger visions, and to drive overall alignment are evidently broken. Seldom has our country felt more politically or geographically polarized. Third, the rate at which change is occurring around us. Surely those living through prior inflection periods would argue the change environment of today is not comparable to the change they experienced. I disagree. While we share commonalities, what is truly different about our times is not only the rate at which things are changing, but also the asymmetrical nature of the forces that are arraying to fuel unexpected and often widely discordant outcomes. What was true 2 years ago, 2 months ago, and even 2 minutes ago is suddenly flipped on its side or quickly undone. Suddenly lives, communities, companies, and institutions are undone by natural disasters, by cyber or technology intrusion, by relentless competition, by scandal, and by activist movements of all forms fueled by borderless communications and GoFundMe apps. Disruptors such as Amazon and various social media platforms are almost overnight transforming our communications, our buying habits, the news within our echo chambers, and sadly, perhaps even our elections. Climate change, artificial intelligence, blockchain, Bitcoin, and fully autonomous transportation are already disrupting or are poised to disrupt norms and lives around the very nature of work, productivity, and commerce as we know it. A shortage of workers may quickly yield to, we have too many workers, or too many workers without the right skills, and all the implications that that would bring to us societally. Stalwart companies in my youth, like Ma Bell, or more recently General Electric, vanquished, or brought to their corporate knees, teetering on bankruptcy and bumped out of the Dow Jones Industrials, replaced by upstarts, seemingly overnight. At the same time, this incredible rate of change has produced stunning breakthroughs on the medical, information technology, manufacturing, and space fronts, changing lives and forever changing the speed at which we communicate, engage, and conduct business. Given the normal mix of positives and negatives one would expect, and however well or ill-equipped some of us are to deal with our new normal, it is incumbent upon each of you graduates, the leaders of our collective future, to embrace this era and to step directly into the breach. Step up to lead our country, the nation you hail from, or our world more broadly. Lead the world through it, all while placing us on a more sustainable and a better course. Given your mission and given your point of departure, know that inflection points share these traits. First, as we pass through great periods of change, the new normal that ensues is not exactly the way it was and actually could never be again. Secondly, despite considerable upheaval and what appears to be deep division and discord, know that the shared experience actually fuses groups together in unique and energizing ways to accomplish seemingly impossible things. Third, inflection points spawn great risk, but even greater opportunities. When discerning risk from opportunity, it's often a matter of which prism that you're looking through. Fourth, there is almost always a rediscovery of the enduring nature of faith. Faith in each other to ultimately do the right thing. More importantly, that faith in the future endures. So what specifically does the marriage of warp speed change along with increasingly uncivil discourse, divided government, and seemingly intractable problems imply for graduates at any level, at any age, or in any country? In what unforeseen ways might the greatest of common denominators during any inflection point, leadership, play? Knowing that the greatest determinant of success in any future course is strong leadership, especially situational leadership, what will your role be in helping us collectively navigate yet another major inflection point in our shared destiny here on earth? How might your stepping into the breach change lives, including your own? First, some observations about careers and the way we work. Not my expression, but one I often quote. In times of great change, the willing learners inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully prepared for a world that no longer exists. Whereas the notion of lifelong learning might have been one time a trite expression used during graduation remarks, know that by 2030, skill obsolescence will be mortal, especially if you're not a lifelong learner. While your ideation and mental agility still matters a great deal in most work environments, change agility matters more. If not a premium already, it will become one shortly. By year end, we will learn from some think tank about words that are new to our lexicon, which words now have new meanings, or which words are now passé or have been banished. While perhaps overused, the words team and teamwork remain most relevant, even more so during times of inflection. While your journey to graduation has been a lot about you, about your smarts, about your drive, and your resilience, it has also been about others. Surely you will experience great personal accomplishments, and you will become self-actualized over the course of a career. Still, the work environment has always and will be about teams. Whether you work inside an enterprise or create an enterprise with software from home, know that a high rate of change in asymmetrical business world demands internally collaborative, externally competitive cultures. During inflection points and amidst our hypercharged interconnected world, ad hoc or random teams, complete with situational leaders, coming together for fleeting purposes to solution find or defend turf will be a key differentiator. The very difference between successful and enduring enterprises and those left by the wayside. Next, several observations about the times that we find ourselves in and your role and responsibilities in that regard. While it is reasonable to leverage your newfound knowledge, energy, and drive for yourself and for loved ones, the repositioning and betterment of the world around us demands more of you. Further, it is my view that your individual fulfillment will be much greater if you leverage the gifts given to you at birth, leverage the nurture and knowledge gained during your CSS journey in more meaningful ways. Whether you engage in more traditional ways through clubs and organizations or new social networking channels, you must engage. The country, state, or local community you hail from functions better when engagement is high. Given our times, you are needed now more than ever. In terms of civil discourse and how we engage, seek to understand others before being understood. Resist echo chamber living and become a bridge to others, thereby breaking down barriers. Vigorous but always constructive in civil engagement is a system our founders set up here in the United States. Constructively engage, respectfully engage, by both speaking out and by listening while others have the floor. Search for consensus while being mindful of your own principles and core values. Respect diversity of opinion while rejecting the divisiveness of uncivil discourse. We won't always agree, but we need to be at the table with people on the other side, striving to develop bigger visions, to solution find in more equitable and more balanced ways, to thoughtfully move whatever part of the world you choose to call home forward and through the next period of great change. Inflection points demand civility, communication, and compromise. Our politics, our organizing, and our governing processes need more reasonable and less radical. You need to build hope and be the change you wish to see, which brings me back to the single greatest determinant of success in any change environment, leadership. So third, be a leader and be a good one. There are two types of leadership, formal and situational. Colette Geary leads the college and I lead elite. In that sense, we are formal leaders. Many of you will leverage your degrees and surely find your way into formal leadership roles within various organizations. Good for you, and all very good and vital. I would argue that a rarer form of leadership, a most underrated and less talked about type of leadership, Situational leadership has always, and given the sea of change coming at us, will always matter more. Situational leadership at work, of course, but more importantly away from work, on change initiatives, on crisis response, within local government, by bridging others, and on helping others to understand makes an enormous difference. Leading situationally, especially so in periods of transformative change, each of us doing our part to assure we collectively move the greatest portion of society successfully through it all together. In the spirit of your CSS journey to graduation, and amidst a local and global context in need of new leadership, new energy, new ideas, and more balance, it is true that our world cannot have enough saints. Graduates, we are entering into another major inflection point in our shared experience on this planet. Whether you believe these are the best of times, or whether you believe these are the worst of times, in some ways does not truly matter. What does matter is this is your time. Your time to bring new perspective. Your time to break down barriers. Your time to reduce division and to bring more reasonable and less radical. Your time, especially so, to set our current natural and societal environments here on earth onto a new course. Your time to lead us all through the next period of great change. You will not regret this mission. Graduates, onward to your destiny. Thank you.
Al, thank you so much for your wonderfully inspiring address to our graduates. You were selected as a commencement speaker because of the fine example that you provide us in values-based leadership. And today I have the privilege of presenting a formal recognition of this on behalf of the college. So Al, please join me here at the podium. I'd like to read to you the inscription on this plaque that we are presenting today. Presented to Alan R. Hodnick in recognition for his exemplary leadership. Whereas the College of St. Scholastica in this academic year of 2018-19 is celebrating the Catholic Benedictine value of stewardship, we recognize the leadership and vision of Al Hodnick. His guidance has led Elite Incorporated and its companies to regional and national prominence in transforming the energy landscape through sustainable energy initiatives. His inclusive ethics have resulted in Elite being recognized for its commitment to women leaders. His support of veterans and employees with military connections has fostered a culture of respect for their contributions and has streamlined their access to services, earning honors from veterans organizations. His belief in community outreach inspired Elite's efforts to restore power after major storms in communities near and far, most recently in Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria. His personal call to service has led him to serve as mayor of his hometown of Aurora, Minnesota, as well as on numerous state and regional task forces and on the board of Essentia Health. Alan Hodnick leads by example, using the resources entrusted to his care with wise and respectful stewardship. Thank you, Al.
And now we will enjoy a musical interlude featuring vocalist Lucas Masterson singing "I've Got You Under My Skin." Lucas is a senior graduating in May, and Lucas is accompanied by Emily Valine.
I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart, you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in. I've said to myself this affair never will go so well. But why should I try to resist when, darling, I know so well I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. 'Cause each time that I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin. I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in. I've said to myself this affair never will go so well. But why should I try to resist when, darling, I know so well I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. 'Cause each time that I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin.
Thank you, Lucas and Emily, for an amazing, awesome job. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce our student speaker today, who is Judith Crespo Melendez. Judith is graduating with a master's in business administration. She is a senior manager of Enterprise Custom Care Reporting and Analytics team at Best Buy. In her leadership role, she is in charge of providing customer insights, enterprise customer-facing survey translations, employee survey design and measurement, operation reporting and analytics. Her technical expertise is in text analytics, and she has presented at multiple conferences across the nation as a subject matter expert. Ms. Crespo Melendez made a career change from chemistry and biology to serve as a customer advocate while helping teams improve process, develop business strategy, and grow revenue. Ms. Crespo Melendez is no stranger to customer service programs, having spent 15 years in varied backgrounds, including retail, e-commerce, business-to-business, and contact centers, both domestically and internationally, in her leadership roles. Ms. Crespo Melendez was born and raised in Puerto Rico and is a full-time member of the Hispanic Alliance for Career Enhancement. She is also the chair for business development in Best Buy's Latin Employee Resource Group. Prior to her business career, she was a former collegiate professional athlete and owned her own translation and interpreter business. Ms. Crespo Melendez holds a bachelor's in science in chemistry and biology from Missouri Valley College, and today will be awarded an MBA in leadership and change. Please join me in welcoming Judith Crespo Melendez.
Hello, everybody. My dear Scholastica graduating class, I send you my love, and please feel my pride to be able to stand here today celebrating such an accomplishment in our lives with you. I am honored, and thank you for this opportunity. We are surrounded today by our proud St. Scholastica professors and staff that we dearly love. On behalf of all of us graduating, thank you. Thank you for everything that you've done for us, for making our time precious and helping us become better people through education and values. If you ever wonder if what you do matters, it does matter. You have changed our lives through education, and to me, that is one of the greatest gifts you can give. The ability to enhance a person's mind and teach them to seek information on their own. Please continue to do what you do. We're also surrounded by our loved ones, some that travel to Duluth from within the state and neighboring states, to people that travel from far, like in my situation, travel all the way from Puerto Rico to be today with us. Thank you to all of our loved ones for making the time to be here with us today and for helping us through the challenges of achieving our degrees. Thank you, too, to all of our loved ones that cannot make it today. Please know that we love you, we're grateful for you, and grateful for your love and support. This degree is also yours to celebrate. To our loved ones that are no longer with us, today we remember you, and please know we love you too. My graduating friends, today is an epic day in our lives. We have accomplished our degrees, and today a new chapter starts for all of us. I am proud to call the College of St. Scholastica my home. My life has blessed me with many opportunities in the past, and I have never experienced what I lived here. For the first time, I was surrounded by professors and classmates that cared deeply about me as a person. They didn't care where I came from, my race, my sexual orientation, my religious faith, my income level, my age, or my gender. They care about me as a person with the utmost respect. This is something I will take with me, and I encourage everyone to do the same and lead with example the behavior of love and compassion with those we encounter. Let me tell you about a personal testimony of what this school stands for. In 2017, as you probably know, Puerto Rico was devastated by the strongest and largest hurricane in recent history. My entire family lives there, and it was a tough time for us. Attending school and not knowing the well-being of my entire family was hard, but my classmates and professors were there for me. I would sit in the back row and sometimes cry in silence, and my classmates would pass me tissue and hug me. My professors cared deeply about me and my family without knowing them, and asked me often how I was doing and asked me if I needed anything. I was able to go home back to Puerto Rico during my semester to bring supplies to not just my immediate family, but those in need. And thanks to my classmates, which I see a few of you in the crowd, and my professors, Dr. Melissa Goodson and Dr. Frank Placecki, I was able to finish through hard work my semester successfully. They held me up through one of the toughest times of my life. My Scholastica family, I know there are more stories like that sitting here today in this room. And my friends, this is the kind and loving world I want to live in and will model, and I ask you to do the same. I know I made new lifelong friends here. We need to be proud of our school values. Those values cannot be left behind after we leave this ceremony. They are values to carry with us forever. First, we're asked to be servants, to serve. We must use our degrees and our networks to help people. Find someone that something you have a passion for and get involved. Don't wait and don't think you cannot make a difference, because you absolutely can. Serving others is light, and it doesn't matter if you think it's just one candle in the dark. In complete darkness, a faint glimmer of a candlelight can be seen up to 30 miles away. The light that we give to others matter. As the famous baseball player Roberto Clemente once said, anytime you have the opportunity to make a difference in this world and you don't, then you're wasting your time on earth. Let us not waste our time on earth, because life is short. Second, we're asked to live and work in communities. We will never accomplish anything alone. During the devastation of Hurricane Maria, I saw firsthand the importance of communities and the need to make our current communities stronger and more welcoming. Become involved in your communities and get to know your neighbors. Third, we're asked to continue to learn. We have developed academically, and we cannot act blind to the facts that surround us today. We cannot be fans of one thought, but we must be students of life. We must make educated decisions, and we must continue to stand for those that do not have a voice and live in the dark through kindness and compassion. Last, we are asked to have respect for others and ourselves. No matter what we do and who we encounter, we must be respectful. Just like when we were in class, sometimes, somehow, somebody might have a different point of view than us, and we must listen, put ourselves in their shoes, and respect the person. We need to give to others the respect and compassion that we expect others to have for us and for our loved ones. I am a minority in many, many ways, and at this institution, in my time here, I was just Juju, the professional, daughter, sister, friend, and girlfriend. Respect is the basis of every relationship, and it is part of the core values of just not this institution, but our country. Let's represent our academic institution and our families the best we can, with respect, honor, and dignity. My graduating class, we are the future, and the future through us will be excellent. I believe we're meant for greatness, and I believe in us. I believe in each one of you. When we face failure, let's learn from it, get back up, and get at it again. Failure leads to success. When we face victory, let's be grateful and share our fortune and keep going. When we walk out of here today, remember to not compromise your life for what others think. We have the ability to choose as humans to be free and be happy. We have no excuse to not be great. We have to be self-disciplined and love ourselves. Let us give our energy to our dreams so that we can achieve them. Let our legacy be that we did the best we could in this journey called life, and that in that process we touched many lives possibly for the future of this country and the world. In honor of the recent passing of a former president who held a job that symbolizes this country's peoples and its beliefs, I wanted to share a letter that President 41, George H.W. Bush, sent to a prominent CEO during his long public service life. I find it to be very fitting for all of us graduating today and attending this ceremony as well. I cannot single out the greatest challenge in my life. I have had a lot of challenges, and my advice to young people might be as follows. Don't get down when your life takes a bad turn. Out of adversity comes challenge and often success. Don't blame others for your setbacks. When things go well, always give credit to others. Don't talk all the time. Listen to your friends and mentors and learn from them. Don't brag about yourself. Let others point out your virtues, your strong points. Give someone else a hand. When a friend is hurting, show that friend that you care. Nobody likes an overbearing bagshot. As you succeed, be kind to people. Thank those who help you along the way. Don't be afraid to shed a tear when your heart is broken because a friend is hurting. Say your prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Juju. Nicely done. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Geary, it is my privilege to report to you that the candidates here assembled have qualified in all respects for the Bachelor of Arts or the Bachelor of Science degree by successfully completing curricula offered by the academic departments of the College of St. Scholastica and have been recommended by the Faculty Assembly and the Board of Trustees to be entitled to all rights, privileges, and honors, as well as the obligations and responsibility pertaining hereunto.
Baccalaureate graduates, please stand. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the College of St. Scholastica, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and/or Bachelor of Science for which you have qualified with all attendant honors, privileges, and responsibilities. You may now move your tassel from the right to the left side.
Would all but the first row please be seated? Now I would like to introduce Dr. Brett Amundsen, Dean of the School of Arts and Letters, who will read the names of the Webster Scholars and Bachelor of Art degree recipients, and Dr. Aileen Beard, Dean of the School of Sciences, who will read the names of the Bachelor of Science degree recipients.
Victoria M. Hansen. Hannah K. Ali Gorman. Anna M. Banky. Amy Lynn Bedard. Desana Belden. Alexander G. Bianchi. Jordan L. Bright. Dylan M. Brovick. Danielle Chisholm. Nicole C. Cernia. Melissa Clark. Marissa Conley. Jamie Crowley. Sado Igal. Lori R. Endress. Anastasia Engelbert. Zainuk Ali. Kevin Evans. Julia Lene Gebhardt. Ian P. George. Christina Coral Gilbert. Nancy Gonzalez Vega. Matthew Philip Goodson. Erica Kill. Logan E. Hansen. Amber M. Hinley. Joshua R. Helmer. Crystal L. Hoteling. Luke A. Haraba. Caitlin Huber. Alyssa Alexandra Johnson. Haley Elizabeth Johnson. Bintu Kaba. Kirsten Camrath. Katie E. Keck. Yipsira G. Gaffeni. Fanya Nee. Barbara Lackor. Tanya M. Lacour. Marissa Lee. Kristen Lee Lenoir. Janet Lorenzo. Mitchell A. Marinac. Jennifer L. Marth. Julie A. Martin. Molly Rose McCusker. Marissa Myers. Brittany C. Moen. Antonia J. Mtega. Carly E. Neto. Maria Elena Navas. Kelly Neal. Crystal M. Nelson. Elizabeth R. Norman. Maria M. Novak. Veronica M. Numa. Wendy Orzko. Jeff Peronovich. Michael D. Pasenda. Natalie A. Peterson. Taylor Pilger. Rachel Plord. Melanie Reese. John E. Ruisi. Christian H. Rund. Kirsten Beth Sabalik. Victoria L. Sellender. Shelby Selvey. Salome Sierra. Kayla M. Simonson. Alicia Smith. Joseph Douglas Stark. Cassandra L. Stenson. Tyler J. Sticka. Alyssa J. Stone. Brianna Telemontis. Rosemond T. Tano. Nayla Topic. Selena R. Uribe. Michael Valiant. Alexandria Christine Winfield. Jacob W. Zoelek.
Lindsay Marie Anderson. Eric Asari. Jacob Bush. Manila Abdic. Karen Ann Beauclair. Jenny Rebecca Blaha. Patrick Raymond Burley. Murray Butler. Claire A. Shiverini. Stacy S. Cordo. Rosalind D'Agostino. Bethany J. Delvas. Melissa DeSeth. Matthew A. East. Kelsey C. Green. Jennifer R. Hill. Cassandra Johnson. Jillian Jo Kafer. Mackenzie R. Ketcher. Callahan Ronay Larson. Gregory M. Lesneski. Michelle Lowe. Tyler J. Medill. Stephanie Joy Medina. Chelsea K. Nash. Andrew Allen Naslund. Natalie Nordvik. Abigail O'Brien. Chelsea Pelican. Nicholas R. Peterson. Jody S. Ponto. Tia Lee Ruth Rashi. Colleen Raymond. Robert A. Reinstra. Athena Margaret Christina Reich. Jacqueline Rivera. Margaret Wicali Ronald. Natasha J. Tasha. Alyssa M. Sari. Cedar E. Savage. Amelia Shoemaker. Heidi Jean Moe. Delilah Lynn Orlowski. Emily A. Stegora. Allison Turnus. Megan Tice. Jennifer Sang Yang Beng. Samantha Marissa Vittori. Julie Elizabeth Winkles. Andrea Zierden.
Please join me in congratulating these graduates. Dr. Geary, it is now my privilege to report to you that the candidates here assembled have qualified in all respects for degrees by successfully completing the graduate curricula offered by the College of St. Scholastica and have been recommended by the Faculty Assembly and the Board of Trustees to be entitled to all rights, privileges, and honors, as well as the obligations and responsibilities pertaining to the degree of Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Education, Master of Business Administration, Master of Social Work, Doctor of Nursing Practice, or Doctor of Physical Therapy.
Masters and doctoral graduates, please stand. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the College of St. Scholastica, I do hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have qualified: Master of Arts, Master of Science, Master of Education, Master of Business Administration, Master of Social Work, Doctor of Nursing Practice, or Doctor of Physical Therapy, with all attendant honors, privileges, and responsibilities. You may now move your tassel from the right to the left side.
All but the first row, please be seated. I would now like to introduce Dr. Rick Revore, Interim Dean of the School of Business and Technology, as well as Dr. Brenda Fisher, Dean of the School of Education, who will read the master's and doctoral degree recipient names. Also, Dr. Cheryl Sundell, Dean of the School of Nursing, and Dr. Bruce Lopnow, Dean of the School of Health Science, would hood the doctoral candidates.
Bradley Bjorklund. Kimberly Ellsworth. Kevin Devrant. Caitlin Ann Erickson. Harper L. Brickson. Joshua Gudermont. Alicia Groutman. Hyatt Hersey. Cassie L. Jindra. Josephine Maria Lepec. Sean Marshall. Judith Crespo Melendez. Deanna Irene Mena. Tamra Mensch. Eric Bomi Mistry. Jamie Monet. Catherine Sunnerborg Morgan. Sean V. Norland. Juliana Lacey Polson. Robert Polford. Brandy R. Ream. Kylie E. Schaub. Jamie L. Schilling. Peter Singler. Jessica Stauber. Aaron Stoltman. Rachel Vach. Bao Vang. Benjamin Van Tassel. Jenna Votman. Megan Justine Whiting. Megan Woke. Jane Atchison. Elise LaFontaine. Devin M. McNeil. Chelsea Ann Mersbergen. Cassandra Peterson. Elena Ripley. Kristen Volz. Molly Ann Anderson. Jesse Arvidsson. Lucia Rose Baker. Matthew Bigler. Sam M. Bostrom. Elnara Elizabeth Browers. Carla A. Brunholtz. Katie Ornell Cook. Beth Dinger. Amber M. Donahue. Melanie S. Feldhake. Nicole R. Hasselhune. Darlette M. Hoppy. Tiffany Leanne Hudak. Hannah E. Johnson. Amanda M. Kerfeld. Augustine Kusi. Kyle D. Langfeld. Felicia Malby. Andrea Manos. Yangsu Madison. Haley E. Nelson. Megan R. Nelson. Sarah Peterson. Suzanne J. Peterson. Wade D. Petrick. Dhruv Ralhan. Nicole L. Rathbun. Carrie Ross. Jordan Roy. Jana M. Todd. Christopher Michael Wheat. Maxine A. Williamson. All right. Jack Lee.
Dr. Carrie Stanfus. Dr. Joel Amistoso. Dr. Lyra Joy P. Barcarlos. Dr. Eve Margaret Barron. Dr. Marlena Brantley. Dr. Jennifer Bravo. Dr. Rochelle Ann Bucat. Dr. Gurley Kabuguan. Dr. Ann E. Cook. Dr. Brian Famigliano Falquiza. Dr. Pradeepa Franklin. Dr. Marjorie M. Guarin. Dr. James M. Hagan. Dr. Russell Robert Hansen. Dr. Zian John A. Mendoza. Dr. Delight Messina. Dr. Mary Grace C. Morales. Dr. Denise L. Murphy Simmons. Dr. June T. Navarro. Dr. Susan A. Parker. Dr. Mary Kegler Saintsing. Dr. Raquel Sart. Dr. Franklin Sathanand. Dr. Monica Sayon. Dr. Janice Suko. Dr. Rebecca Vitos Rowland.
Please join me in congratulating these graduates. Dr. Geary.
These ceremonies always celebrate the accomplishments of the graduate, but they often neglect the tribute due to those who were and are in large part responsible for the very success that we celebrate. And I think it's time that we honor those who have devoted years of sacrifice, energy, worry, encouragement, and even money in order that you graduates would have the opportunity to be where you are today. So may I ask first that there be no applause until I so indicate, okay? So first, will all of the faculty members who have guided these graduates' learning experiences please rise? Next, will the parents of these graduates please rise? Now will all the spouses and children of these graduates please rise? Now will all the grandparents of these graduates please rise? And now the brothers and the sisters and the fiancés and the aunts and the uncles and the friends and anyone who's had anything to do with the lives of these successful graduates, please rise. And now graduates, give these very important people the standing ovation that they deserve.
Please remain standing as Bianca Aspin will now lead us in singing the college's alma mater, accompanied by Emily Valine. The lyrics are printed in your program. Please join along.
Vivat, vivat, Saint Scholastica, to thy fame a tribute raise. Font of learning, forge of friendship, home of happy college days. Pledge we our faith to alma mater, pledge to her a heart and hand. Where we bind, she'll be our guide. We will praise her throughout the land. Lakes and hills and spreading campus, all thy natural charms we love, and we glory in thy greatness, blessed with favors from above. Pledge we our faith to alma mater, pledge to her our heart and hand. Where we bind, she'll be our guide. We will praise her throughout the land. When in faith and knowledge grounded, enter we the world of strife. May thy counsels strong and holy guide us in our course through life. Pledge we our faith to alma mater, pledge to her our heart and hand. Where we bide, she'll be our guide. We will praise her throughout the land.
Thank you, Bianca and Emily. Please be seated. As we near the end of the ceremony, I would like to thank all the volunteers who made this event possible. Thank you, volunteers, for your continued dedication and hard work. Now we will hear from Lisa Rosette, Executive Director of the Alumni Relations and the member of the class of 2004, followed by a benediction from Nancy Vega, graduating today with a BA in Business Management. Upon the conclusion of our commencement, faculty and staff will be available in the Storm's Den to greet the graduates and their family and friends. On behalf of the college, I would like to thank you for being here today. And again, let's thank the volunteers.
Good afternoon. As Executive Director of Alumni Engagement, it is my privilege to welcome you as the newest members of a group numbering over 25,000 alumni. And as Mr. Hodnick indicated, the world can never have enough saints, so congratulations. As time goes by, this college and your experience of it will bring a sense of recognition to you and will also be a lifelong connection for you. There are many ways you can stay in touch with the people, the places, and the spirit of this beautiful college. I hope that St. Scholastica will always be your home, away from home for you, and you are always saints for life. And as Diane mentioned, we have cake, coffee, and punch reception that will immediately follow with the ceremony. And it's in Storm's Den, which is directly across the parking lot. Congratulations once again to all of you Fellow alumni, I would now ask that you rise and welcome Nancy Gonzalez-Vega to the podium.
Loving God, we ask you to bless us all graduates here today. We thank you for those we love and for the work you are continuing to do in our lives. During the season of new beginnings, we ask that you would make our way clear. We ask that you would keep our footsteps firm and remind us that you are always with us. May we be strengthened and instilled with hope for the new roads you have in store. Help us stay true to our dreams, to use our gifts wisely, and to walk into the future with faith, hope, and great love. Please continue to bless our lives from this day on with goodness and love. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.